Good morning and welcome back to our program. It's now time for policing with you. And in the studio with me, one of our rotating hosts, if I can put it that way, host, is Sergeant Richards this morning with us. And our guest this morning, Sergeant Caesar, is here with us this morning as well. He's going to be gracing our presence this morning. But I'll hand it over to Sergeant Richards to introduce the program and we get things going. I'm your moderator, by the way, and we're going to be here until 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you very much, GQ. Good morning to all of those out there in Radio Land, both at home and abroad. And good morning to all of those listening and viewing via the internet. This is yet again another edition of Policing with You. I'm your host this morning, Sergeant Richards. As GQ would have indicated, we have with us in studio this morning Sergeant Caesar, and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
Good morning, Sergeant Richards. Good morning, GQ. Good morning to the general listening public by whatever means. As indicated, I am Sergeant Caesar. I am the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department in Division B.
All right, Sergeant Caesar, thank you very much. Now, you start by saying you are the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department in the Division B. Now, for those who may not have known or those who don't know, is there now a Criminal Investigation Department in Division B?
Yes, Criminal Investigation Department was formed in District B back in early 2019. And so there is now presently still ongoing CID in District B. Division B.
And now that they've more or less implemented a CID department, in District B, what is the relationship between the CID in District A and the CID in District B?
The CID in District A and District B, CID has a very, very good working relationship. In fact, just to elaborate, we work hand in hand with each other. Sergeant Hodge, Corporal Hodge and myself, we communicate a lot with each other. Just recently, maybe about a week and some ago, we had a joint operation. District B coming up, joining with District A, to execute warrants and so forth. So the relationship is really a good working relationship.
Okay, so you collaborate often then? That's
very often.
So more or less, you're the same then?
We are the same. We are the same. Our functions are the same.
Okay.
It's just that we are located in District B.
Okay.
So what are the areas that comprise District B that you're responsible for?
Okay, District B is comprised of 4 policing districts. I'm Division B. We have Old Road, Sandy Point, Date Bay, and Tabernacle. These are the 4 policing districts that make up Division B. So Division B spans from the gut heading into West Farm by US University before you meet the vet school, all the way to Large Gut down by the bridge. So Division B is like half of the geographical, span of St. Kitts.
Half, maybe more, because if you're saying by the gut, that's Juport Gut, right? That's before Ross University. Go all the way around to Large Gut.
Yeah.
And just to expound some more, District B CID is responsible for investigating serious crimes within all 4 policing districts. So if there's a robbery in West Farm, District B CID will investigate that. If there is a break-in in Phillips's, District B CID will investigate that. So we are not confined to any particular 1 or 2 policing districts.
Okay, so you more or less you more or less the shepherds for the entire division when it comes to serious crimes. That's what you're saying. Okay. So having worked in Division A, Sergeant Caesar, I know initially you were one of the senior officers in the violent crime unit. So having worked in Division A for quite a bit, and now being in charge of CID in Division B, what are the differences in the 2 policing divisions as it relates to the mandate of the departments?
Well, there is not much difference, if I may say. both CID and violent crime, where I came from for the past 6 years, I was at violent crime. Our mandate is basically the same. We are under the crime directorate, as we know, we are the investigative arms of the police force, and so our mandates basically are the same, which is to reduce and detect crime by at least 20%. But the transformation from working at violent crime to Division B now, CID, somewhat has changed. At violent crime, I was only responsible for homicides and attempted murders. But in Division B now, CID, there's a scope of different offenses that we have to investigate. So the transformation in relation to the number of offenses that you are now investigating is different than being at District A, violent crime.
Okay, so you mentioned a scope. So what sort of offenses is District B CID responsible for?
District B CID are responsible for breaking offenses. Serious offenses, breaking offenses, robberies, anything to do with firearm related offenses, whether it be a shooting at with intent, and most recently another mandate was added to the CID in which we would investigate possession of firearm offenses. So even though an officer from one of the outstation go out on a search, has an early morning operation and found a gun in possession of someone, CID would now be called in to investigate the firearm offenses. So we have a broad scope of as indicated before, of offenses. Break-ins, robberies, and stuff like that. Serious woundings, So,
so you spoke of going and assisting or augmenting the various stations. So if you could explain to the listeners. So CID has its mandate. However, you still have a responsibility to assist the different police stations or police districts within District B?
Yes, we do. It's a collaborative effort. The benefits that CID has been reaping is just not a matter of CID alone. It has been a collaborative effort between all the stations in District B and CID. And so whenever an outstations need assistance, or even before they indicate that they need assistance, I would indicate with the sergeants at the various station that CID is here to help. So don't be afraid to call on CID when you need any assistance.
So is it okay? So that is in terms of investigating, yes. What about, say, helping to build capacity in the various stations? Because as you would have indicated initially, CID and violent crime are the investigative arms of the police force. However, we know that investigation is not just confined to these departments. So what about in terms of building capacity in the various outstations? Well, helping to build capacity in the various outstations. What is your role as it relates to that?
Well, since my attachment to the unit, the assistance of having my workers like go to a department and that has not been done. Our unit is very small. We are limited with manpower, and so all the resources that CID has right now is focused on investigating the serious offenses that are being transferred or related to CID. Nevertheless, we still get ourselves involved in weekly patrols. We assist other stations doing mobile patrols in the night and stuff like that.
Okay. So, how has having a CID in Division B impacted and subsequently helped to reduce crime in that division?
The formation of the CID in District B was a very good and bold move by the High Command. I say that to say, when I look at the stats from back when CID was formed, for example, in 2019, if I could just give some stats, and as I said, our mandate really is to reduce and detect crime by at least 20%. If I give a little stats between 2019 to now, In 2019, there were 105 matters being related to CID overall. For the same period as now, from January to now, there were 96 reported matters. 37 of those matters were by way of break-ins. 37 break-ins led the way. In 2020, there were 79 matters overall. There were 34 break-ins. There were 34 break-ins, and at this same period, there were 59 reported matters to CID. So we have seen some sort of 38% or so decrease in between 2019 and 2020. In 2021 thus far, we have 46 serious crimes being reported to CID. As indicated last year, around this same time, there were 59. So we have seen some 22% or so reduction between 2020 and 21 so far. Housebreaking between that period, or 23 break-ins were reported between the same period, which now leave us with a 21% reduction in break-ins at this present time. So we realize that break-ins has been the most prevalent of all the serious offenses that are being reported to CID.
And you attribute that to the, as you indicated, a bold move on the part of the High Command. I know particularly ACP Mitchell was quite passionate about putting a CID in Division B. And so you saying that now with the presence of a CID in Division B, it has dramatically impacted and assisted in reducing crime in that division?
Significantly.
So what are some of the initiatives that would have been responsible for helping to reduce crime? I know you mentioned weekly patrols and these things.
Yes.
So what are the initiatives?
First of all, I must commend the other sergeants in Division B. They have been doing their part as well. They have been doing their nightly and daily patrols, so the visibility of the police is always there, whether it be mobile, foot patrols, they have VCPs, community walkthroughs. I would also give thumbs up to my detectives, because they have been going length and breadth to make sure that these matters are investigated properly, and that persons are being brought to justice and so forth. And we know that a lot of these offenses are offenses that were committed by repeated offenders. For last year, there were 15 matters are actually pending before the court. For this year so far, we have 10 matters pending before the court. And the reduction in the crime is based that some of these offenders are presently on remand. So they have been charged and are presently on remand.
Awaiting trial.
Thanks to the good work of the detectives.
All right.
Excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
So you mentioned walkthroughs, which falls part of the community policing initiative. So how does CID assist with the community policing initiative for the Division B?
Well, my officers during the course of the day, they would go out and do, not as I said indicated earlier, we do nightly patrols. But during the time that we are at the station, the officers would also go out in the community. Detective Lawrence, Detective Glasgow, Detective Bork, they would also go out and associate themselves with persons in the various communities.
So they
are interacting with members of the community.
And by that way you'll be able to acquire information. So to speak. So you're not just sitting down in an office down there
and waiting. No, we are not. We are proactive.
All right. So speaking of proactivity, so what are some of the future plans? Well, your future plans for the department as the person in charge down there.
Okay. Well, a few of the plans that I am trying to get implemented is more training. That's one. More training for the officers. Incorporate more of the community policing aspect of it into into the department. Let the officers come in, even though it's a day off. When they come back, we go out, do community policing more often and stuff. So those are just two of the initiatives that really are on the books going forward for CID.
What about manpower? You hope to be...
Yes, yes. I don't know how the one slipped me. But I know just some time ago I had conversation with my immediate superiors in relation to that. And an application was sent out, for persons to join the CID. So still awaiting results from...
So, being remote from headquarters, in the event that you need assistance from a particular department in District A, how difficult would it be to secure that assistance? For instance, maybe the SSU or the drug squad or even traffic department.
It would not be difficult. However, I have not gone down that route as yet. We have the anti-gang unit in Division B.
Okay.
That forms the tactical unit, and as I said, we have collaboration with the other stations. So if we want to do a search, we would gather men from other stations along with the anti-gang unit and go on our operation.
Okay.
But it would not be difficult to source assistance from SSU
if needs be. Okay. So I know you mentioned that you have a small department, GK. GK looking at me, you ready for a break?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just making sure you didn't ask me a question. I got my question to ask.
Feel free, GK, feel free.
No, but I'll let you do that, and then we'll take a break and we'll come back.
No problem. So...
You lost your thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. No problem. For me, with the statistics that you disclosed a while ago, there's one in particular I'm concerned about. I think it was 59 last year, and it's now 46 in terms of...
reported this year.
Yeah, reported this year?
Yes.
What type of crime was that again? It was...
most of as I indicated, most of them are breaking offenses.
Right.
Whether it be house breaking and larceny, house breaking with intent, burglary.
Right.
And all those combined together.
You indicated in that, most of those are repeat offenders. So which means you know who these people are?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So in terms of the statistics with the walkthrough, do you try and get to these people and try to, get them, change their mind? How are you doing that? Is it a part of your mandate, or that's something out of the box for you guys?
No, it is somewhat kind of different, and this is a problem that we have been encountering for a long time. Even while I was at VCU, is witnesses coming forward and giving police the information. Furthermore, a statement, because without the witness statement, unless we don't have scientific evidence, CCTV footages and so, we really won't get any further. Right. So what we do is appeal to witnesses. Come forward. The information that you share with the Criminal Investigation Department is confidential. Right, so you have nothing to worry about. What comes to the Criminal Investigation Department stays at the Criminal Investigation Department. At the end of the day, it's your safety that is paramount. So the more that you feed the police with the information,
right,
the more in-depth the investigation would be.
The more you can work with the statistics in a different angle.
Correct.
I understand what you're saying. Right. We're going to take a quick break while my good friend gather his thoughts together. And we're going to open the lines, 465-2555, that's 2555, and we'll hear from you when we return.
Welcome to Bastia Art Gallery and Restaurant, located at North Independence Square Street in the heart of Old Bastia. We are open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. The fresh food and friendly faces will make you feel like a star that you deserve to be. Our chef, with over 20 years of experience in fine dining European restaurants, will surprise you with the best of culinary delights from old Europe. And our multi-talented local chef will treat you with the classics of St. Kitts and the Caribbean. Special prices for groups are available. Come and enjoy the best of Kititian and European cuisine in one place. For your reservation, call us at 661-6877. Rain or shine, it's time to dine.
At Nature's Discount, the herbal store on 4th Street, we provide herbal supplements for all your needs. Blood sugar, blood pressure, prostate, liver, heart, kidney, and more. Oils, pure herbal teas, wholesome vitamins, healthy foods, alkaline water, bodybuilding supplements, weight loss and sexual health supplements, even hair and body care products. We support the natural health of the whole family. Get healthy naturally. Call us at 662-5447. Like us on Facebook. Nature's Discount Nutrition Center. Your get healthy, feel wealthy people.
Hold on, stop. Think about the drink before you take a drop. Read up on the label on the back. They say science sugar low in fat. But don't be fooled by that. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody, yeah.
This message is brought to you by Lake Health and Wellbeing.
Okay, welcome back. Sergeant Richards, do you want us to go straight to the phone line?
Yes, please.
All right, let's take this our first call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Morning.
I'd like to talk to Caesar, please.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, ask the question again.
Tell Caesar, right? I want to know, he giving statistics. What about 2016, if they ain't count from 2016 coming down? Because I still have a hole in my heart from 2016.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, my dear. I'll let him answer, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell him he go to find from Kean. He gonna know who I mean.
Okay.
I child mother from Kean. Tell him he child mother from Kean. He gonna know who I mean.
Okay. He's smiling now. So I think he does.
Okay.
What I can say is, if I remember clearly, the incident that my good friend is speaking about has to do something with VCO. And so that has nothing to do with the criminal investigation department in District B.
Okay.
That was a VCO matter.
So you can't.
So I
you
can't
can't
really
disclose.
no.
You can't disclose. Yes. Unfortunately. All right, let's try this call. Good morning. You're live. Hey.
And good morning to Mr. Richards, Sergeant Richards, and Sergeant Caesar.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Sergeant Caesar. Sergeant Richards know me well. Sergeant Caesar, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you,
publicly. I know I've known you over the years, and you have worked hard, and you deserve your promotion.
Thank you.
I was so glad when you told me, because I'm not in the police force anymore, when you told me that you are actually a sergeant. So I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Next thing I want to congratulate you on being in charge. Being in charge of any organization or any department is not easy. So, you spoke about training, and that is, I think, one of the issue with a lot of organizations. Training is paramount, is necessary, and is sometimes lacking. My question to you, as the person in charge, what are some of what are some of the things you do to motivate the person under your watch or under your command, because you are the person in charge? And motivation, because I know persons sometimes get dejected or for whatever reason. So I would like to know what are some of your strategies that you use to motivate the workers. And I'm glad that they have changed the idea of just having the one central CID. So you have the District B, and I think that can go a long way. And the kind of person that you are, I know you will be able to get things done because you have that kind of personality. And one of the things needed to to the junior workers, some of them, they have a tendency, they just don't know how to deal with the general public. And it's necessary. Because when you need information from the general public, you have to be crafty. But at the same time, you have to be respectful. Not because you are police, that means you just bow them down or you just talk to them any old how. That in itself is lacking with some of the officers. But generally, you all are doing a great job, so I just want to wish you all the best going forward. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'll let you respond.
Okay, what I would say to that is I have regular interaction with my detectives. I don't just leave them to investigate matters alone. I myself take up matters and investigate matters as well. Right? So it is not going to be, I don't want to say a burden for them alone to just be investigating matters, because I know that there are some officers who have issues with the superiors, just sitting down, and every time something come in, a report come in, is always the constables and stuff like that. I am not that kind of person. I haven't been that kind of person since I joined the force, so I'm still a get up and go individual. Another motivating factor with my officers them is that I give them time off on a weekly basis. You're working hard, you go home for a day, recuperate yourself, come back, and we good to go again. So those are some of the factors I would say that have my officers and myself good working relationship, and is also a motivating factor for them, because Caesar is not just sitting down in his office and ain't doing nothing. Caesar getting up, doing investigation as well, taking up cases, investigating cases.
You're practicing what you preach.
Practicing what I preach.
Let's back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Yeah, good morning, man.
My name is 10 minutes away.
Yeah, boy, good to hear you.
We just can't listen, but me no really know the program yet. But we want to talk about the West Indies.
Well, we're going to talk about the West Indies another time, my brother. We're going to, later on in the show, going to open up the line on that. But respect you, my brother, good hearing your voice, and we can catch up another time. Let's move on and take another call. Hey, good morning, you're live.
It's pleasant morning.
Yes, morning.
Thank you. I appreciate what the police is doing with the walking through, because many times they come through, they speak to me. But one thing, the opening statement, he ain't mentioned nothing about raping and stuff, because we is what you say so, right? We had an incident here in my village, Nottingham. A lady gave away, and we had to call CID, the station. You call on the station, when the fella come, he say he the phone ring, but he don't know what's going on. How you gonna know what's going on when you don't answer the phone? So you go look into this police station more serious. We call DB reach before standing point. These kind of things, and we catch him and where they need, so we got to look into the station. When you go into the station, let them know. When your phone ring, answer, don't know what happened, a man could be dead in. Because the man waiting in the woman's house. If they reach into them, they'll catch him in the yard. So they come here to call CID. CID reach from town before people from Sandy Point. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
You're familiar with what he's talking about?
Oh, I'm not. What I would say, it's an unfortunate situation. However, there's a special unit that deals with sexual offenses, which includes rape. And that is the special victims unit.
Okay.
And just to add, GQ, before you take the next call, that incident that caller is talking about is currently under investigation. So in any event, you wouldn't be able to go into details and disclose.
Okay, fair enough. Back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live. Hey.
Seeing you reach.
Yes, I see that.
I see that, boy. You got on different hat again this morning.
Boy, I'm telling you, boy, a beret.
Yeah, Chief, and good morning to my seniors there.
Good morning.
What do you? Well, GQ?
Yes, I am.
I see you just had a man in Peter Cabbage, ma'am.
Boy, yeah. You realize.
Anyway, I have a serious question. And I've been listening attentively since the program started. And one thing that stand out, I think, is the anyway, one of my superiors said that investigation, information are kept confidential. And you already hear them, some people just castigate some of the police them just because of one bad experience. And that is bad. Now, do you think it is right if I coming from the mountain with my donkey and GQ going up the mountain with his donkey and the two donkey butt up and GQ call police? When the police come, GQ give the police his report and then I give the police my report. You think it is right for me to go ask the police information off a GQ report and he give me? That's the question, because that has happened to two individuals. One of them claimed that one car hit the car and there is no mark on it. But the same one who made the claim went and asked for information from the one who was accused. And they got some information. And I don't think that is right. So that's my question. I'll listen up here. Thanks again. Morning, Peter.
Morning, Pam.
Okay.
What I can say to that, GQ, is if Tom Jones go to the station and report Jim Jack, the police would have to meet Jim Jack and inform Jim Jack, okay, Tom Jones would have made a report against you that on such and such a date you meet him going up the mountain and he donkey, what the case is. That is as far as the information that I know the police would give out.
Okay.
You know, informing him that this is the allegation that was made against you. An investigation has been launched. What do you have to say? Is that the case? Whatever. Otherwise than that, I can't speak to anything other than that.
Okay. Well, what's your Sergeant?
Well, just to add, I am in total agreement with Sergeant Caesar. What happens, however, is that once a matter is reported, the investigation is complete, it comes to the prosecution department. What then happens is, once persons would have retained legal counsel, we have to disclose everything we have. For instance, if GQ is arrested, reported by Trevor and Richards, GQ, the investigation is complete, the matter goes to the prosecution department, GQ retains legal counsel. Legal counsel then writes to the prosecution department for disclosure, which they have to honor. So what will happen now is everything that the police has to use against you will go to your legal counsel. That includes statements made by Trevor and Richards. So in a situation like that, then you will know what Trevor and Richards says. However, that matter would have already proceeded to being prosecuted.
Right.
Once it is in the investigative stage, however, GQ can go to the station and ask any police officer what Trevor and Richards say in his statement.
Okay, I got you.
So I don't know what I can't speak to what that caller is
saying,
alluding to, but that is what I can tell you, how persons would know exactly what is said about them.
Right. So it's not a case of officers not doing due diligence and leaking out information when they're not supposed to.
I would never believe that, no, GQ.
Okay. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, man. Morning.
Officer, all things are possible in a sense, but only we guard everything perfect. Somebody could go overlook the information, say they ain't supposed to go, but don't say they can't go. They could go. And a lot of these things that happen. I had an incident with somebody assaulting me twice about knife, you know. Actually, we say chuck you off. I'm fairly much younger than me and I had a knife in my bag, you know. But the kind of person I am, I don't want to get in trouble. And I reported the matter to the Old Road police station twice. They never come for one, and they come like a month after. The second time, the same person, you know. I don't know what I've done that person. They refused to do what they was to do. I was trying to get a lawyer to work on it, but the lawyers are expensive, so I couldn't afford the money at that time. So, you got to be careful with your language. But I want to ask you something. A couple of years ago, when Sergeant Keynes, Inspector Keynes was at the traffic, he was on a march there to try to get people to remark their license plates and their vehicles, a lot of them. And it just a couple of days ago, a couple of us were in a conversation. We were looking at vehicles. The rear number plate of many vehicles. I'm going to tell you most. Because I ain't got no figures. Hear what I'm language? Many of them, you can't tell the numbers, the digits. You can't see the digits. They were wondering if it's the kind of fuel they use in the vehicle. So check it out, because if anything happens, and you want to look at the number plate, you're not going to see. I got many things I could say, but not for now. One of these days. So, that's something I want you to, if you could comment on it, investigate it and come back. But don't tell me you're going to do it and then do it. Like, I asked to cut the tree by the Challengers Community Center, hanging over the roadway.
Oh, remember they said looking into that, eh? Remember you touched base on that yesterday, and Mr. Gilbert said he's going to look into that for you this week.
Yeah, but reminding them, yeah, but the police are for to do it too. Amongst other things, and they want to pull off there. But that's Gilbert them work.
Yeah, so he don't say he can look into it for you.
I want you to look into that and come back and tell us, because something you say, get the number. The same thing, and give you the number. And police don't always keep secret. It happened to me already too, but I ain't going to give no details. But watch your language, how you say it. Have a good day, sir.
All right, he's guided by the law, and that's what he's doing right now. He's speaking from the law standpoint, and if there's a situation, as he indicated, that he can speak to, he will. But as it relates to an example, it's not, how can I put it, reasonable to go down that road on suggestions.
Correct.
So let's go back to the phone line and let's take your phone calls. Good morning, you live.
Good morning. I like the call of the way. We talk about police. In Nevis side, a young man went in on a businessman shop. I robbed the man. He shot him. I let that, the man called police station.
Well, buddy, we respect, man, respect. We understand that, and we know that we have already established that anything is possible, but we just can't speak on matters that we're not subjected to. And maybe that matter might be a matter that is being on the investigation as well. So we're not disputing that things cannot happen. Okay? Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I get a sense that the question that was asked about the police giving somebody else information had to do with not so much a case that the complainant is involved in and that the complainant is going to go and give evidence in. I think it had to do with if a person calls and gives a tip to the police about something that happens, the person who gives that tip may want to keep his identity confidential or anonymous. And the question is, when the police goes and deals with the person who is, let's say, committing a crime, is it okay for the police to then say, well, John Brown told me that they saw you doing this? That is the question. My own thoughts on it is that sometimes when persons call to give a tip, what they expect is that the police would follow up on that tip so that they can put themselves in a position to observe the crime being committed, so that then they can then report to the court. Following upon information which came to me, I went and I investigated and I saw this, or I spoke to that person, etc. The question is it okay for the police to then go and say, well, it's John Brown who told me that they saw you and that's how I get to see you? That's the question.
That's the question you're asking, but the question Culture asked was different. It was a whole different example. But
that was just before Culture.
Oh, okay.
Before Culture.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let the sergeant answer you.
Okay. What I would say to that is, for me personally, coming out from violent crime unit, all information was treated strictly confidential. Going into CID, nothing has changed. So I can speak to violent crime and CID where I am now attached along with my officers. For other officers, I cannot speak to that, but it is not the practice. It is not procedure. That's all I can say.
All right, all right. And for the sake of, because I realize this is going on the road again, let me piggyback off of what you said. They're not saying that things doesn't happen or don't happen. They just cannot speak to a situation that they're not familiar with. That's all they're saying. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning, this is Arigan.
Yes, it is. You're live.
Yes, I want to ask a question, please. I get in an incident with somebody, and say they get involved, and up to now, the police, they said they didn't get back to me. He gone for maybe almost 10 years now. They didn't get back to me, and I still ain't getting justice, and I still can't get a peace from the young man. So please, officer, can you please enlighten me or tell me something? Because the officer seems like the hood we did seem like he have some sort of problem with people who got sexuality or something like that. I thank you.
Well, what I can say to that, he's speaking to an incident that is over a decade old, GQ. It also sounds as if he knows the officer who dealt with the report initially. What I can say to you, Carla, is that you can go to any police station, or you can go to the Bastia police station, ask for the Office of Professional Standards, and you make a report. When things of that nature happen, GQ, the police force, again, in evolving to serve the communities better, would have put certain things in place, and one of those mechanisms is the Department of the Office of Professional Standards. So he can go to the Office of the Commissioner, but there are ways and means in which that caller can go and find out the status of their report.
What I'm gathering, gentlemen, as we get ready to close this morning, there are a number of individuals listening with grievances that wasn't solved. No justice was issued, if I can put it that way, and they know that they are correct, if I can put it that way so loosely. But they are calling with a scenario to justify something that happened to them that puts you in a position of neither nay or hey, if I could put it that there, to say, give credence to the situation. So my advice to those of you who are listening with concerns, and I'm piggybacking off of something Superintendent said, standards have changed, the laws have been amended. I know that a lot of you don't trust the quote-unquote the system, because you call it and you say so publicly, but we're saying each week, every Thursday, give the system a chance and bring your case forward. I know I've heard people calling, arguing. We had one individual who called in and called, I think it was you from, anyways, I didn't get into that. But the point I'm making though is, they're willing to work with you, give them a call. Give them a call. That's my take on the whole situation. I'm going to let you guys wrap up, and thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Any final words, Sergeant Caesar?
Yes, as I indicated during my presentation, we have seen that breaking offenses has been the most prevalent, being reported to the Criminal Investigation Department in Division B. What I would like to advise persons is that double check your house, your premises. When you're leaving, double check. Make sure that your windows, your doors are properly locked and secured. If you have damaged locks or damaged windows, get them sorted out as soon as possible. Keep your surroundings clean. At the end of the day, your safety that matters. Safety comes first. As usual, make safety your priority. Work with the police, and the police will work with you.
All right, Sergeant Caesar, thank you very much, and I want to thank you very much for being here. A young and profound, productive sergeant as yourself, making waves in the police force it makes me feel good, GQ, to see that the direction in which the police force has moved. GQ, as having a CID in Division B, is a testament to how policing continues to evolve in an effort for us to improve our delivery of service to the ones that we are tasked to protect on a daily basis. And I want to laud the High Command, particularly Assistant Commissioner of Police Andre Mitchell, who would have been passionate about putting a CID in Division B, and we would have seen it come to fruition. GQ, to kind of augment something that you said, to those callers who have grievances, as you know, things would happen. However, again, policing is evolving, and as a part of that evolution, we have an Office of Professional Standards. So if you have a grievance with the police, the system has created an avenue for you to come and express those grievances and have them looked into. GQ, this has been another edition of Policing with you. I want to thank you all for listening, and do tune in again next week for another edition. I've been your host, Sergeant Trevor Mitchell.